right. Hello. Welcome back to yesterlore. I'm Grimm's lawyer, and I've been gone for a while. If you've been keeping up in real time, it's been about 3 days, less than a month since our last yesterlore session. It was 1 week longer than I planned to be gone. I was traveling, but then I got very sick, and so that lengthened my stream hiatus. But we're back with Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and we are going to finish Fit 2 and get into Fit 3 tonight. There are 4 fits, but the last couple, actually, I'm not sure how they're dividing this one up. I forgot to look ahead at how they're dividing it up, but generally there are 3 fits, but the latter ones are longer. At least Fit 3 is much longer, but we are going to get into it this time. I will do a review of what we've done so far today first, because it has been a while if you're watching in real time, or if you haven't been to prior ones and this is your first time showing up. We've been reading Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and it's been fun. We are reading from Ernest J.B. Kirtlan's translation, or at least that's what's accompanying it. We're not actually reading it. I'm showing it on the screen in between each stanza, but we're reading the Middle English, and we last left off on line 969, but I'll bring us up to speed. I just wanted to give some updates about scheduling type things since I've been gone for so long. So, the next couple weeks we'll be continuing with Sir Gawain and the Green Knight at the same time, Fridays. You can see that on my stream schedule on Twitch. It should be current. If not, I will update it as soon as the stream is done. And that will go until we finish Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, and then those are going to stop for, I'm not sure how long, but they will stop for a while. But we also have Saturday streams when I do project streams. The last many have been adapting Northumbrian rune poems. That is done. We finished that before my long hiatus. And so we're going to get into some other projects that I'm working on tomorrow. That is Saturdays, noon to 2 p.m. Pacific. Again, that should be in your time zone if you go to my Twitch schedule. It might still say noon to 1:30 because that's what it was before my hiatus, but it's going back to noon to 2 p.m. At least for the foreseeable future. That might change again. Depends on the project as well. That one's a bit flexible, but that one's going to continue even after we finish Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. We're just going to take a yesterlore break. But project streams will continue, and there's a lot more variety with those, especially now that the Northumbrian rune poems are done. We're going to be doing lots of other things. Or I'm going to be doing them and talking about them and sharing things. I actually have some requests that I'm answering tomorrow, some things that people have asked me to talk about. So that's exciting. Not quite a Q&A. No one's done. I haven't done any Q&As yet. Maybe I will if people want me to. But just some topics that people have asked me to share. I'm going to do that tomorrow, and I might try some different format stuff. We'll see how that plays out. Anyways, back to Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. So what has happened? So King Arthur was having a party for Christmas time and New Year's, and he wanted something awesome to happen, and lo and behold, this big green, very elaborately dressed in green and gold knight, who the narrator tells us looks awesome, has come in on his horse, who is also very green and decorated in gold, and he challenges Arthur / his court to a game. And the game is you strike my neck, and then in a year's time I strike yours. a year and a day. And Sir Gawain takes up the challenge. He does it, chops his head off. The knight picks up his head and says, "See you in a year. Find me at the Green Chapel. Then I'll get to hit your neck with my axe." So that happened. And then Sir Gawain waited for most of that year. It wasn't until like the next fall that he finally decides to leave and go find the Green Chapel. And he's been going around asking people, like, have you heard of this Green Chapel? Not to any luck thus far. And then he prays to Mary and asks for help and comes across a mansion type situation, castle, in the woods. And now he's been brought in, and the Lord has invited him to relax. And, they have a feast. Well, they go to church, they have a feast, and then they talk. And we're going to get some of what they talk about today. So that's where we're at. Sir Gawain has had a harrowing journey. He's fought some monsters and stuff. So now he's getting a chance to relax, have some really good food, get dressed in very nice, comfortable clothes, getting just very pampered. And he noticed a very beautiful maiden, and she was with a very old lady who everyone was seeming to give a lot of respect. But he was like, okay, well, the maiden is beautiful. Don't know about this old lady, though. And we'll get some more of that as well today. All right, so let me go ahead and scroll down to continue where we left off. Sorry, that is my dog being silly. Okay, so yeah, he said she might even be more beautiful than Guinevere, which is huge because in addition to how hot the Green Knight was, we also got how hot Guinevere looked at that party. That was some time and words were spent on that as well. There's actually a lot of focus on Guinevere, and that's going to be important later. Just keep that in the back of your mind for future sessions. Focus, the strange focus, and I say strange just because most of the story is not about her. She only really came up at the beginning and just in this brief mention. But there was a lot of focus placed on her at the party. Not just how she looked, but like her position of importance, where she was sitting, was emphasized. Anyways, let's continue. So, when Gawain glicht on that guy that graciously locked, with leve lacht of the Lord he went him a reines. The alder he heilses, held on the full lower, the love looker, he lappes, a little in armes. He kisses her comely and knichtly he mailes. Thy callen him of acquaintance, and he hit quick askes, to be her servant softly, if himself liked. Thy tan him between him with talking him laden, to chamber to chimney, and chiefly thy asken, species that unsparely men spaded home to bring, and the winnerlich winner therewith icha tuma. The Lord Lovlich aloft lepes full ofte, minned mertha to be mada upon money sides. Hent hegli of his hoda, and on a spere hanged, and winded home to winner the worship thereof, that most mirthe micht, meve that Christen masquile. And I shall fond be me five to filter with the best, me want the wades with help of me friendes. Thus with lagande lotes the Lord hit tights makes, for to glade Sir Gawain with gomnes in hala. That nicht till that hit what's tima, the king commanded licht Sir Gawain his leve con nimmer, unto his bed him dicht. So he is still marveling at how beautiful the lady is. He, kisses her, and is like, "I will be your servant if you'll have me, even." And then they keep talking to him in his fancy room that they've given him, and they bring him spices, which is a huge deal. That would have been very expensive, and wine. Some spiced wine, some mulled wine would be pretty good for his toils. Maybe, probably hot wine. That's my guess, at least. And the lord who's invited him in keeps getting up and getting him things that he needs. He's being, waited on hand and foot by the lord, which is pretty interesting. They offer to entertain him some more. But eventually, Gawain goes to bed at the end. So, let's continue. On the morna as Uchmon minnis that tima, that drichten for our destiny to dege what's born. Well waxes in Ucha won in world for his saka, so did hit there on that day for dainte money. Both at mess and at mele messes, full quaint, derf men upon dese, dressed of the best, the olde ancien wife, heiges to sittes, the lord lovely hair belent as he throw. Gawain and the guy borde together that sitten. Even in middes as the messe meteli komma, and sitten durch all the sala as him best simmed, be uche groma at his degree gradely was served. There was mete, there was mirthe, there was much joy. That for to tell thereof hit me tene were, and to point hit yet I pinned me paraventure. But yet I wot that wowen and the wall border, such comfort of her company kachten together, for her dere dalliance of her derned wordes, with kleine cortes carp closed fro filtha, and her ply what's passande uche prince gomen, in virus, trumpes and nacares, much pippin faire pires. Uchemon tented his, and thy twa tented thyres. So we get there's a typo here. This should be the dias. The next day, it's Christmas time. I forgot to, in my recap, I forgot to say it's like basically Christmas time, so he only has a couple days before his, he only has a few days before his appointment with the Green Knight. It's Christmas time. So the next day is Christmas time, so they, what do you do on Christmas? If it's the Middle Ages. Some people still do it today. Many people still do it today. They go to Mass. So they go to Mass, they have their service, and then they have a feast to celebrate Christmas. And we get that Gawain and the lady were sitting together, so she is with her lord, and then Gawain is next to her. I'm imagining on the other side of her. And then they have their party, and we get that Sir Gawain and the lady, where is it? But yet, Ewot, the poet says, I know, Ewot, I know, that Gawain and the Wallabur, there's such comfortable company kachten together. So, they are getting along very well. Is what we're getting. That Gawain and the lady are enjoying each other's company. And she's whispering to him. But it's clean. It's closed fro filtha. She's not saying anything dirty to him. It's all polite, above board conversations that they're having. And there's more entertainment to celebrate Christmas and to entertain their guest. And yeah, that's that stanza. Let's continue. Much dood what's there driven that die, and that other, and the thread, as through thronga in thereafter, the joya of sign Jonas die, that what's gentle to here. And what's the last of the like, loudest their thochten. They were guests to go upon the grey morn, for the wonderly thy walker, and the wind drunken, danced full dregly with their carolus. At the last, when it was later thy lachen herleve, the lachen herleve, Uchon to wenda on his way, that was weakest stronger. Gawain gave him God die, the God mon him latches. Ledes him to his own chamber, to the hymne besida. I think this should be chimney. This might be a typo, or it might be a manuscript error. Maybe that's what different manuscripts say chimney. If I'm highlighting over it, you can see the little, or I don't know if you can see, is my little highlighting over it visible? Let's see. I wonder if it's visible to you. It is not. Oh no. Okay, when I highlight over the blue text there, when it's ledes him to his awen chambre, the hymne besida, I get a little hover text display that says hymne, and then it says chimney, TG, chimney, AW, chimney S. So other manuscripts of this, so this is based on a particular manuscript. I'm not remembering which one it is, but different manuscripts of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight have chimney. So that's what it's saying there. It should be chimney. Chimney is chimney. We had it in the last stanza, I think. So just wanted to check that. Okay. Sorry. I always remember to turn off my phone, or I try to, but I'm still getting lots of notifications. I'm going to try to clear these. I'm sorry. I lost where I was. So, ledes him to his own chamber, the chimney beside, and there he drages him on driche, and derely him thunkes, of the winner worship, and he him wived hadde, and to honor his house on that he tide, and embellis his burg with his belle chair, I wisses sir quile, I leve me wortheste better. That Gawain had been me guest at Goddess Owen fest. Grant mercy, sir quoth Gawain, in God faith it is yours. So I think this is another error. It should be mercy. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, in other manuscripts it's mercy. Or other sort of like editors are saying that. Alpha honor is your Owen the hege king your gelda. And I am weak at your will to watch your hest, as I am halden ter toen hier and in loge bericht. The Lord fast kan him pine, to hold langer the knecht, to him answeres geweine. Be none why, thought he nicht. Okay, so let's go back to the top. Yeah, much dut was there driven that I and that other and the thread as drothonga in thereafter. So for 3 days, basically, they had celebrations, entertainment. There was like a tournament. That's what they mean by blows here in the modern English. It's dut here. What's there driven? Much dut was there driven. And this St. John's Day, that is December 27th, because they were having mass before. Yeah. December 27th is St. John's Day. So they finished their games. Hooray. And they go back to Gawain's room again, or take him back to his room, treat him well, pamper him some more. And the Lord says this, I don't know if you've already read it, in the modern English, I trow. Said he, while I live, well worth will it be that Gawain was my guest at God's own feasting. He's basically grateful for him being the guest. Yeah, Grant Marcisir. Oh, wait, no, we're not there. I wis sir, quilly leva me worthest the better, that Gawain had been me guest at God's own feast, at God's own feast. And Gawain says, Grant mercy, or gramercy, like, thank you very much. In God faith, it is yours. Like, the honor is with you. Like, I'm the one who's grateful, is what he's saying. He says, the Lord fast kan him pine, to hold länger thik nicht. The Lord wants Gawain to stay. He's like, please don't go. I love having you here. And Gawain says that that's not possible. So we're going to get, or at least the Lord is hopefully going to get an explanation as to why Gawain can't stay. Then Freine the Frekefull fired himself. Quat derve dede had him driven at that der time, so keenly fra the king's court to Caira all his own. The holidays holly were hallet out of tone, for so the sir quath the sege. Ye sign both the troth. A heye ernde, and the hasty may had a frotho ones, for iam sumned myself to sech to a place. I woten world whether warde. I'm just seeing what the emendation is. Oh, yeah, this should be not. I don't know. Yeah. I what not in world whether warde to wende hit to finde. I nolde but if I hit nech micht or nu ernest morna. For alle the lande in with logres, so me ore Lord the help, for this sirtis enquest I require jo here. That ye me tella with troth if ever ye tale herde of the grene chapel, where hit on ground standes, and of the knicht that it capes of colour of grain. There what stabled be statute a steven was between. To mete that monna that mere if I micht last, and of that ilko no yere, but naked no wantes. And I wolde look on that lady, if God may let wolde, glad locker be God's son, then any God welde. For the wisse be, jore wille, when the may be hoves. Navi no to busy, but bare 3 days. And me alls find to falle fei as feili of mine errande. Thenne lagande, quoth the Lord, no leng, the behoves, for I shall teach you to the terma be the timis ende. The grene chapel upon gronde greve you no more, but ye shall be in your bed, borna Athenese. While forth dies and ferk on the first of the year, and come to that mark at mid-morn, to mark what you likes in spenne. Doles huila nu yeres dia. An risen rakestena. Mon shall yo sette in wire. It is not 2,000 hen. Okay, so Gawain just said, no way, I can't stay. I know you'd like me to stay. Very flattered. But I have a task. And then, so the Lord asked, what's got a knight of Camelot, knight of King Arthur's court, out here near Christmas time, just wandering in the woods, when, you should be celebrating. And that's why we've been, throwing this party, and giving you so much honor, because, everyone should be celebrating at this time of year. Where do you need to be so urgently? And Gawain tells him about his quest. I'm summoned to seek a place that I don't know where it is. I don't know how to find it. Do you know where the Green Chapel is? I'm going to have to be there on New Year's Day to, do this thing. He doesn't exactly say what the thing is, but he has a thing to do there. And I only have a couple days. I only have 3 days before I have to be there. 3 days before I have to be there. Sorry, I was just doing some math in my head. I've got an errand to run. And then the Lord laughs. Laughing, lachande, quoth he. Laughing, he's like, I'll teach you that you're going to be in the Green Chapel. I'll give you that info. You're going to be at the Green Chapel in 3 days, but in the meantime, you're going to rest here and chill, because the Green Chapel's 2 miles hence. It's just 2 miles away. We're right next to it. You found it, basically. So you can just relax for the next 3 days, which is pretty awesome for Gawain. Then what's going full glad and gamen lehe lachad. No I thunk you thrivandale thor alle other thinga. No achieved is me chance. I shall at your will. Doale and Ellis do what ye demen. Then seized him the sire and set him beside. Let the laddies befette to leak him the better. There what same solace be himself stilla. The Lord let for love lot so merry. As weich that waldo of his witte, ne wist what ye nicht. Then he carped. Then he carped to the knicht skrivande lode. Ye han deme to do the day that he bidde. Will ye halde this hes herre at this honest? Yes, hier for sove, said to say it true. Will ye bidde in your borge, bebind to your hest? For ye have travailed quoth, the tulk towen fro ferre, and sudden walked me with. Ye are not well warest, neither of sustenance, ne of slepe, sodly iknoa. Ye shall lenge in your loft and liche in your ease. To morn quilth the messequil, and to mete wende, when ye will with me with, that with yo shall sit and comfort you with company, till e to court turn ye lende. And e shall early rise on hunting, will I wende. Gawain grantes allethis, him heldande as the hende. So, Gawain is elated that he gets to just chill for a few weeks. So he's in a much better mood, and he's like, thank you so much. I get to do my task. I'm so excited. And the Lord sits next to him and has ladies come in to help with serving him. And we have that they had, where is it? There was same solas be himself stilla. The Lord let for love lot so merry. So Sir Gawain and the Lord are just hanging out, having a great time. They find solace in each other. They're having a nice time because the Lord really didn't want him to leave. And so they're both very happy. The Lord says, hey, you promised to do what I told to tell you. So will you do this thing? Since, you're so grateful to me. And so, he says, you've had such a great long journey. And I'm trying to find where this is happening. Yeah, you've had such a great long journey, and you are probably very tired. So what I would like you to do is relax for the next few days. And you can just kind of stay in your room and hang out and lie around. Which is I should give this context, this is like a very unknightly thing to do. Knights are supposed to be like doing stuff. They're supposed to be on adventures like Gawain is supposed to be on. I mean, he did his adventure. But they're supposed to be doing things. They're supposed to be taking action, So, just pointing out that this is a very unknightly thing that he's asking Gawain to do, to just sit around. Like, resting is one thing. Gawain has rested, but he's asking him to relax even more and just kind of lie around the house. Except when it's, time for mass, and when it's time for dinner, you'll come and have dinner with, my wife and hang out with her until I come home. Meanwhile, I'm going to go hunting. And Gawain agrees. And he bows. Yeah. Yet fyrre koth the freke, a forward we maka. Whatsoever I winna in the wood, it worthest to yours, and what check so ye acheva, change me verforn. Swete swap way so swara with trouth, whether loud, so limp, lera other better. Be God, quoth Gawain, the God I grant tertilla, and that your list for to like left it me thinkes. Ho bringes us this beverage, this bargain is market. So said the Lord of that lady fai lached uchona. Fai dronken and daliden and dalted und titel and tichtel. This lordes and ladies huile that him liket, and sitting with Frankish fara and felle fire lotus, fai stoden and stemmed and stilly specken, kusten fullkomlelig en kachten herleve, with money leved, full licht, and lemmande torches, uche borna to his bed wat brocht at the belasta, full softa, to bed yet eral fai jeda, record covenantes ofte, the old Lord of that leved, kothe well halde like a lofte. Okay, so the Lord, he's like, okay, but first, there's more to this agreement. You're gonna lie around at home and then come out when it's time for mass and dinner, and I'm gonna go hunting. But there's more. Whatsoever I win in the wood, that I'm gonna give it to you, and whatever you gain, whatever you achieve, exchange it with me. So whatever I get in the woods, I give to you. Whatever you get in my house, you give to me. Okay, that's sort of adding to that sort of agreement there, that deal. And Gawain's like, yeah, I promise, I'll do that. And so they then start drinking and hanging out some more. Yeah, they just start drinking and hanging out some more. Oh yeah, let's read this part. They stolden and stammered and stilly spake and kissed in fullkomnelig and kachten herleve. So they get up. The lords and ladies of the court come in, and they do some stuff, held dalliances together until night came. let's continue. Full early before the die. Oh wait, that is actually the end of Fitt 2. So they've made this sort of wager, and everyone then everyone kind of goes to bed at the end. So that's the end of Fitt 2. They made their agreement, and Gawain goes to bed. Let's start Fitt 3. Full early before the die the folk upp prisen. Gestes that go wolde hor gromes thy kalden. And thy busken upp believe blankes to saddle. Tiffen hit takles trussen her males. Richen hem the riches to rida alla rida. Leppen upp lichtli lachen her bridles. Ucha wecher on his wife er him well liked. The leve lord of the land was not the last. A ride for the reading with rankes full money. Eta so hastily when he had heard the massa. With bugle to bent fell the buskes believer. Bethought that any die licht lemmed upon earth. He with his hatherless on hia horses wearing. Then hath his catcheres that quoth a couplet her hondes. Uncloset the kennel dora and calde him throte. Blue bugly on bigles three bara motor. Braches bayed therefore and bremen noise maked. And thy chastised and charred unchasing that went. 100 of hunters, as he hath heard tell of the best, to Tristors Wouters God. Copeless hunters of Kest. Ferros for blastes Goda, great roared in that forest. Okay. What we get is another sort of zoom out. We got a zooming out that happened when the seasons were changing after Fitt 1. Before Gawain goes on his quest. Here we get another sort of zooming out and describing, like, the scene, basically. Everyone gets up early the next morning to get ready to go hunting, except Gawain. He's not going to do that. But the Lord does. We get that description. Everyone basically gets very hyped for their hunting trip. But first we got that nice little imagery at the beginning when everyone wakes up at dawn and have their mass. Everyone eats their food before they go out. They have some soup after mass. And then they go out on their adventure to hunt with their dogs and everything. So, they're off to the woods. At the first quaith of the quest quacked the wilde, der droth in the dala dotted for dread, he to the hie, but hetterly thy were. Restied with the stablia, that stoutly a screed. Thy let the hertes half the gata, with the hie hedes. The bremo bucas also, with horth broader pomas. For the frey lord had defende in fermison time. That there shoulde no mon meve, to the maladera. The hindes were halden in with high and war. The does driven with great din to the deepest lades. Their meat mon seas thigh slipped the slanting of arwes. At uchuende under wande wape the flona. That bigly bota on the brune, with full broad heades. What thy Brian and bleden be bonkes thy dayen, and I ratches in a race radly him folges. Hunteres with he horna hasted him after, with such a crack on the krie as cliffes hadden brusten. What wilde so at waped he weegest that shotten? What's all torased and rent at the recite? Bethai were tended at the hia and ties to the watres. The ladies were so learned at the loga tristeres, and the grey home is so great that great in him believe, and him to filched as fast as freckes mitt loka, the richt. The Lord for blissa bloy. Full oft con lance and licht, and drof that die with joy. Thus to the derk nicht. Okay, we're in the woods, and by we I mean the Lord and his hunters. So we get a description of what the hunting was like. I am not going to go into detail about this. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea to hear about this, but I am going to sort of slowly scroll in case you want to pause and read the modern English, if that Middle English was maybe a bit difficult to understand. I'm going to slowly scroll to the next stanza, but they're hunting, and we get a lot of vivid description of their pursuit of their mark that they're going after. So just keep that, just know that we get a lot of description about the hunting. That's important for the interpretation of this text, I would argue, that we get some detailed description of the Lord hunting. The Lord and his hunters hunting. Okay. We're not done with that part yet. It's almost done. Well, yeah, we got like one more one. But basically, we're going back to the hole now. My throat is getting a bit dry. Drink some water. All right. Oh, sorry. I haven't been really checking the chat. No one's really said anything yet. Everyone's been pretty quiet, but we do have some new users in the chat, which is pretty exciting. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having fun. Okay. Thus likest this Lord belinde wodes eves. An gawain the godmon in gai bed liges. Lorkes quil the deiligt lemed on the woes. Under covertor full glare cort in the boat. And as in slumbering his slod slechly he heard a little din at his door and derfly upon. And he heaves up his head out of the clothes, a corner of the curtain he cacht up a little, and white as warly thither warde what it bemicht. It was the laddie loveliest to behold, that droch the door, after her full dernly and stille, and bochud toward the bed on the borne shamed, and lied him down listily, and let as he slept, and who stepped stilly, and stel to his bed, cast up the curtain, and crept within. And said, oh wait, I just read that. And no, I didn't read that. And set her full softly on the bedside, and langed der selly longer to look when he wakened. The lady lie lurked a full long while, compassed in his conscience, to what that kasem nicht, meve other amount to merveil him thought. But yet his side in himself more seemly it were, to a spear with me spelle in spas, what ho wolde. Then he wakened in wrath unto here warde torned, and unlocked his eie lides, and let as him wonders, and signed him as be his sache the saver towarthe with hande, with chinna and check full swete, both wheat and red in blande, full loofle con holete, with lippes small lachande. Okay, before I continue, I'm going to just give a warning that there's some uncomfortable stuff, potentially, when it comes to consent here, that you should just be aware of. There's not going to be any detail, particularly about anything happening between people, because not much of anything is going to happen between people in this story, but just so you're aware that that is a topic that's going to be brought up. So Sir Gawain wakes up, and he's sort of slept in, and then he looks up, and looks, he looks up and sees that it's daytime, and then he looks up and sees, and he hears a noise on the door. Someone's knocking on his door, or not knocking, but like there's some noise at his door, and it's the lady who opens the door and comes in. She doesn't know that he's awake, and so he is ashamed. And the reason he's ashamed is because he slept in. A knight's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to be up bright and early, right? But he's been asked to do this unnightly thing of just relaxing. So he feels ashamed, and so he pretends to still be asleep, and she comes in and just kind of lays down, or not really lays down, but sits down, and watches him. It's a very Edward and Twilight moment, but he's actually awake, and so he looks up at her. He thinks to himself, you know what, this is creepy. I should just say that I should like ask her what she wants. And so he looks up, and we get some more description of how hot she is. So okay, that's what happens. Let's continue. There's some more uncomfortable stuff that comes up, but God morgon, Sir Gawain, sagt that farladi. Jeg a slepper unslie, that mon my slide hidder. Nå je tan astit but true us my shop. I shall binde jo in your bedde, that base je trist, a lachande, the ladi lanced bo bordes. God morgon, Guy, quoth Gawain the blithe. Me shall war that Thor wille, and that me well likes, for I yeld me yederly and jege after grasa. And that is the best he me doma for me behoves neder. And thus he boarded the Rhine with many a blithe lachter. But wolde ye lade, lovely then leve migranta and depress your prison, and pry him to reason. I wolde boge on his bed and busk me better. I should cover me the more comfort to carp you with. Nigh foresaw the bow, sir, sighed the sweater, that sweater. Ye shall not rise off your bed, I reach you better. I shall happe your hair that other half als, and sitten carp with me knecht that I kacht have. For I wenne well, I wis Sir Wowen, ye are that alle the world worship is where so ye ridde. Your honor, your hendelike is hendely prized. With lordes, with laddies, with alle that live better. And now ye are here, ye wisse, and we but our honor. Me lord and his ladies are on length fahren. Other bornes in her bedde, and me bordes als. The door drawen and dit with a derf haspe, and sithen I have in this house him that all likes, I shall ware me wheele, well queel hit lastes, with tala. Ye are welcome to me course. Your owen one to walla, me behoves of fine force, your servant be I shalla. So the lady says, good morning. You're just sleeping here. You're sleeping so, like, deeply that I could just sneak in here. And so now you're all surprised. And yeah, she does say that, doesn't she? Ye shall bind you to your bed. It'll bind you to your bed. She's joking here. She's like, you're sleeping so hard, I could have come in and tied you to your bed. That's a joke, but it's pretty suggestive. And he's like, I'm at your service. What do you need? What do you want? But let me get up first. Don't come in here while I'm lying down. Let me wake up and get dressed and stuff, and then we could have this conversation. And she's like, no. Stay in your bed. I'll talk to you in this state. And then she starts giving him some praise. She's like, you're the greatest knight ever. My lord is gone. Everyone else is asleep, including my maids. And the door's closed. And we're all alone here. She says, ye are welcome to me, course. This is the French word, C-O-R-P-S, body. You're welcome to me. Everyone's asleep. Basically, she's saying we can have some fun while my lord is away. So we got a lot of description of how hot she thought he is, how hot he thought she was, or at least the narrator. It seems to be reciprocated. She's into him. At least that's what she's saying. She's sort of offering to have a time with him. So, in good faith, quoth Gawain, hit methinkes, thach I ben not know, he that ye of specken, to reach to such reverences as ye rehearse here. I am wiche unworthy, I wot well myselven, be God I were glad, and yo God thought, at sache other at service that I sette mich. To the presence of your priest, it were a pure joy. In good faith, Sir Gawain, quoth the guy laddie, the priest and the prowess places all other. If I had lacked other set at licht, it were little dainty. But here are laddies enough that lever were noth. Half the hende in hor holda as they have here. To dally with dearly of your dainty wordes. Cover him comfort and call in her cares. Then much of the garrison other gold thought that they haven. But I loive that ilk lord that they lift haldes. I have hit holly in me hand that all desires thurch grasse. Show made him so great cheer that was so fire of fassa the knecht with speeches scare aswar to each a casa. So Gawain is like, I should not be going against the guy you're talking about, your lord. I'm not worthy of all the praise you're heaping on me. I'd be glad to do service for you, but I don't know about this one. And she's like, you're not picking up what I'm putting down here. I don't care. I want to do this. So, Madame, quoth the Mirimon, marry yo yelda, for I have found in God faith your Frances noble, and other full much of other folk fangen her head dedes. But the dainty that thy dellen for me deserts nissen. I think Nis Ever or Nis Even is the sort of emendations people are making here. Not ever or not even. Anyways, it is not even. It's not my desert. I don't deserve it. It is the worship of yourself that not both well connes. Be merry, quoth the menskful. may think it an offer, for were ye worth all the one of women I leave, and all the well of the world wearing me hand, and ye shall cheben and chose to cheve me a lord, for the costes that ye have known upon the knicht hair of beauty and debonairte, and blithe semblant, and that ye have herkened, and halde it herre true, there should no freck upon folde before you be chosen. I wisse worthy, quoth the wehe, ye have walled well better, but I am proud of the priest that ye put on me, and soberly your servant me sovereign I holde you, and your knecht I become, and Christ you for yelde, thus thy meled of much what till mid-morn past, and I the laddie let lik a home loved much. The frekke verde with defense and fetted full fire, thach I were boerde brichteste boerde in minde hade. Looking at that emendation here. Okay. Verlasseluf in his lode for a lorg that he zocht, put horne. The dunte that schulde him deve, and nedes hit must bedone. The laddie then spec of leva, he granted her full sona. So he's like, I'm very appreciative of everything you've done. But you are proposing something that is not something a good person would say to do. Not bo well connes. And she responds, so he says by Mary, right? And he's like, Mari yo yeld. Mary bless thee. And she says, by Mary, I disagree. She's like, I would choose you above anyone else, basically. And he's like, I know that's how you feel, but you've chosen a better person than me. You've chosen the Lord, and I'm perfectly happy to be your servant, your knight, even. You're very beautiful, all this stuff. But, he can't do it. He's not going to, do this thing that she's asking him to do with her. It's dishonorable, and he is refusing. He's sticking with his guns here. So we're gonna stop there. Wait, can we get today to when she leaves? No. Okay. In this very uncomfortable situation, that's where we're gonna stop. 1262. We'll see how good Gawain gets out of this situation, or if he does at all, next time. So, if you would like to continue with Sir Gawain and Greenette, we will be here same time next week, continuing with Fitt 3. Reminder that the project stream is tomorrow, noon to 2 p.m. Pacific. You can check my stream schedule to see when that is in your time zone. But for now, I hope you have a great rest of whatever time zone you're in. I will see you later. Thank you, and farewell.